It seems like society today seems to really nurture thinking foremostly about yourself, self first, and in the media there's a constant obsession with appearance. It's all about the way you look and about impressing people. A lot of the time we're trying to achieve certain things so we can feel good about ourselves. It's a really deep-seated thing that seems to be in all human beings, where we're constantly thinking about ourselves. I was talking to a friend just the other day, and for months I couldn't quite work out what was up with her. She kept saying to me there's problems in her life and she couldn't work it out. And I tried to give her all different types of advice. I was racking my brain to try and work out what it was. And it went on for months. It could have been almost a year even. And as I was thinking about it more and more, and as we were speaking face to face, I realized that this girl was constantly speaking about herself and constantly speaking about her own issues. And I wasn't even quite sure about what I was thinking at the time, but I just asked her, I said, what about your sister? How's she going in life? She says, well, I don't really know. And then it started getting me thinking, and I said, well, you tell me something about myself that you've learned in the last 20 minutes of our conversation. She said, I've got no idea. And it really kind of struck me, and she said it before I said it. She said, I have an I problem. I have a me, myself, I problem. And I think it's something that maybe all of us have, and it seems to shut us off from experiencing life. This girl was depressed. She constantly was saying that she's not finding friends, and that, every day seems to be more depressing than the next. And things seem to get that way when you're thinking constantly about yourself. It's an interesting thing, because you look out to nature and you realize that every single thing in nature seems to be living its life for the benefit of something else. As I look up at the sun, I see that the sun has no ability to be able to help itself. Rather, it's shining for the benefit of every creature on this planet. Something like a bee, it goes to pollinate a flower. It's got no benefit in itself doing that. It seems to administer some kind of life to this flower, which then produces fruit, which we then eat. And there's some great cycle or some kind of line of life that seems to flow through this universe under the principle of selfless giving. It seems like every single thing is ministering to something else. And now here we are, human beings, and we've become so inward, and we've put ourselves out of harmony with the entire universe. I guess that's maybe the center of the sin problem. And in the Bible, God talks about the fact that sin equals death. The wages of sin is death. And we've maybe thought that God is very arbitrary and He wants to kill you if you've done something wrong. But if we compare it to nature, if one part of nature decides to be self-centered and to not minister life and to be selfless and give, then it dies. It's just a simple fact of life. And then we ourselves, if we start going inward, we ourselves die. Even from my own experience, I can see that when I've constantly thought about myself, it's got me into a lot of trouble. It's definitely got me into a lot of trouble. I think maybe every single bad thing I've done, every single time I've hurt somebody, it's been when I've thought about myself rather than that other person.
So beautiful, take my heart, mold it to yours. I wanna be like focus is getting me down. I'm comparing myself with my old friends. It's cutting me off from life, from living what it means to be given.
I feel like that if people could think for a moment just before they're about to do something really crazy, like you're about to jump in bed with some random that you've just met, what goes through your mind is, well, this could really give me a lot of satisfaction. I could have a lot of fun. Or you could be thinking, what is this going to do to this person? How is it going to make them feel? Am I going to devalue maybe this woman in this way? Is she going to feel like she's worthless because I haven't committed to her? And maybe that's going to mess up her future relationships. Some things to consider. My mate actually came to me once and was telling me about some of his really depressing times in his life, and he told me he even looked over to his dog and thought, hey, if I kill myself, then this dog is going to get covered in fleas. No one's going to care for him, so I'm not going to kill myself. The principle of selfless living, about wholeheartedly giving yourself to somebody else, is so much a part of what God is all about. Jesus Christ revealed it. Here's a man that gave his life that somebody else could live. Think about the kind of love that has to go into that. In that he says to you and I'd prefer to not exist so that you can exist and live and love life. In the book of Philippians in the New Testament, Paul writes of Jesus and he says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. It's saying that let this character, let this love that Jesus Christ himself has be within you. This man that was walking this world 2,000 years ago, we watched the way that he lived. That continual self-sacrifice, which was epitomized at the cross. We watch and marvel at that. It starts to change our selfish thinking. It starts to shake our core and change the way we think about others and even the way we think about ourselves. We start to value people. Our desire to love becomes greater than our desire to be loved. We become in harmony with who God is and the way he has created us. We actually harmonize ourselves with the entire created universe. Your purpose in life is connected with being selfless and giving yourself to others. So no wonder this is when you start to experience and love life. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you've lost your joy for life. Maybe you've become apathetic, where you've stopped to really care about anything and you're disinterested. You have no interest in anything. Maybe it stems from this principle. How much do you think about yourself? How much time do you spend thinking about others? I do believe that, we can really be set free by the truth of knowing who God is, his character of love and selfless giving. And as we know that, we see a God that we want to be like. And you can be transformed into the same image. By beholding, you can become changed. It's simply the law of worship that exists, that you will model yourself after the God you serve. We have a God that has a beautiful character, and as we model that character, as we shape ourselves after that character, we emulate him, we start to live and to love and experience life.
My God's way.